good evening, everybody. I know it's been a minute since we did one of these. I I decided, hey, since we did a impromptu tape reading session this morning, I say let's do a price action recap video like we used to do in the old days. You hear me? And then then I fell asleep. And I fell asleep. Hey, uh, no, you cannot get here before you learn the shit. You cannot talk about notification game. Talk about notification game. You cannot get here before we learn the shit. she go, she gonna pull up. Notification game is real with this one. It is real with this one. Hey man, I ain't gonna hold y'all up too long, man. Let's go ahead and get to it. Let me share the screen. Let's share the screen. Man, I ain't even got my what's the name up? My I thought I had it open. All I do is just down. Okay. This my first this my first time looking at price. As y'all see, price done look at the price going right through the eye. Price going right through the eye that we put on there. Why did oh my eye? Oh my eye. Who in here old enough to remember where they come from? Oh my eye. Oh my eye. Why did it go through the eye like that, man? I'm gonna see if anybody here old enough to remember where they came from. I appreciate you here, Learning Show. I appreciate you. You, if I'm not mistaken, I think you one of the people that got a yellow spider. I think you one of the people that got a yellow spider. Let me see. Let me see. I'm sitting up here saying you got a yellow spider. You probably ain't even got a yellow spider. Let me go see if you. I'm going to shout out everybody that's got a yellow spider right now before we get into the price action. Before we get into the price action, I'm going to shout out everybody who got a yellow spider right now because I truly appreciate it. I don't do as much as I used to on the channel like I used to back in the day, and we still got people that's a part of the channel membership. Um it is still 63 black spiders, 10. Oh, let me go active members. Okay. So it is still 59 black spiders, 10 gold members, and 3 silver members. And I appreciate each and every one of y'all. And let me see, total time is member. Let's sort it by that. Look at this. Look at these yellow spiders, man. Look at all these yellow spiders. Here to learn to share holding it. Lil Hawk still holding it down. Right, Lil Hawk still holding it down as the longest continuous member. Angela was holding it down for a long time as the longest continual member, and then she rejoined 2 months ago. Um, but Lil Hawk holding it down as the longest continuous member, and He'll Learn and Share is second, and Rhonda third. Cool it fourth. I ain't gonna go through all that, but anyway, and it's this is the long, and these are the yellow spot. These are the people who have been a part of the channel membership for longer than 6 months. Lil Hawk, He'll Learn and Share, Rhonda, Cool It, Angela, Miss MJ, Kareem, Dirk, Will, RM, Hines, Jennifer, KC, Seawalk, Kirk Max, my best friend, DXM, Laverne, Mendez, Calio, Michelle Tucker, Sanjay, Candlesticks, Father of Legends, Kim, and Rod Well. those are all the people that's been a member for longer than 6 months. We got a few, you know what I'm saying, like Felicia and Sonya. They not quite at 6 yet, but they, 5 months in. They not quite at 6 yet. Somebody's mother, Trey, Joshua, these people that I Valdez, you know what I'm saying? These are the names that I be seeing all the time. Who else I be seeing all this? Stacks, Erica, who else I be seeing? E-Rock at 4 months. I be seeing E-Rock all the time. She at 4 months. Who else? I don't see Linda as much anymore, but I be seeing Linda too. I used to see Toomey a lot. I don't be seeing Toomey that much no more. 100. Who else I be seeing? A lot. I'm just looking for names that just jump out that I see all the time. Deborah. I be seeing Deborah all the time, and Deborah just been in there 2 months, and I be seeing Deborah all the time. Shout out Deborah, man. Trader Mo, I be seeing Trader Mo a lot, just been in there 2 months. Yeah, man, I appreciate y'all, man, because I don't do as much on the YouTube page. Like I used to be on here every single day, you know what I'm saying? And then it's like I felt like I was being a crutch to too many people, and I was like, I just gotta, you know what I'm saying, let you open your little birdie wings and fly. And so, but I still appreciate y'all for tapping. I still try to, give value whenever the spirit leads me. Now, let's go ahead and get into this this price. This is my first time looking at it. Let me before I do that, let me share with y'all. This is what I woke up to. I caught myself posting something like I was trying to post this right here. Say, hey, hey everybody, hey everyone, would anyone be interested in doing a market review live stream this evening? Right? As you see, it's posted at 6:32 p.m. Right? Because when I woke up at 6:30, this is what I woke up to. This is what I was doing this from my phone. If you will notice, right? This has not posted. This is the little, when you click that, it posts. If you notice, it's the whole thing this evening. It says no hashtag much no AAAAW. That means I fell asleep in the middle of typing. I fell asleep. Kiki told me she putting up sheetrock. You ain't putting up no sheetrock. She told me I was putting up sheetrock. I sure don't want to sleep next to that wall where you put that sheetrock at. Ain't nobody on IG anyway. Let me up in IG. IG, I'm gone. What? God bless that poor wall. Shout out Kiki, man. Y'all keep praying for my little sister. But that's what I woke up to. I woke up to that right there. I never posted it earlier. And when I woke up, I was like, oh man, look what I did. But 10 people checked and said, hey, let's do it. And all I need is one. All I just see that. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. It don't take much to entertain me, man. Y'all know it don't take much to entertain me. Let's get to it, man. For everybody that's pulling up, I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. I truly do this for you all because I get feedback from people saying that they appreciate the way that I break down ICT concepts and the way I and they can understand it better when I do it. And then some people like Michelle Tucker, I ain't gonna call them names, But they say, I don't look at him, Tim. I just watch what you say. I don't look at him. Oh yeah, disclaimer. If you do not like or feel like ICT concepts are valid or don't like when people talk about them, the door is right. Nope, that's Robinson. That's my coochie coo. That's my buddy. The door is right over there. Exit stage right. Exit stage right. The door is right over there. If you don't, if you don't like it, if you want the people that attack us for using ICT concepts and like to call us stupid and like to call us broke and like to call us all kind of names because you don't subscribe to the concepts. I'm only saying this because people say these things to me. I have a very small channel. Why are you wasting your time coming over here? I'm not coming to your job and kicking out your mouth. uh, I'll kid you not. People have called me stupid and broke for trading ICT concepts several times. Continually. I don't get it. I don't get it. What a block, bud. My sweetie, you sleep. If you still, baby, if you not sleep, it's somebody in the chat. They looking off over their shoulder while they take a selfie, pretending like somebody else taking a picture of them in a pink flamingo polo shirt. It's not really polo, it's USPA. It's a USPA. He's got on a pink flamingo USPA shirt, and he looking off to the side as he takes a selfie to pretend like somebody else doing it because he want the world to think he got friends. Kick him out and block him if you're not still asleep. Coochie coochie coo, a coochie coo, a look at you coochie coo. Hey man, get out, stop distracting me so I can do what I'm supposed to be doing, man. Hey, if anybody was tuned in to the live stream this morning, we came in. Let me mark off this morning. Let's get over here let's go to 9:30. This is the 9:30 candle right there. That's when the market open up. I'm gonna scoot it over one so we can see the 9:30 candle. Right. So we got it on. Let's look at an hourly chart first. Let's look at the overall day on the hourly, and then we'll break it down to the lower time frames and walk through it. Now, if there just so happens to be anybody in here in the negative mindset that I was talking about before, one of the people who Mr. Uspa said, don't nobody tell me that. If you just so happen to be one of the people in here, I just ask you to go back and look at the video from this morning before the candles printed and me and the gang was discussing this stuff. And now we're going back to see how it played out, you know what I'm saying, prior to. And if you notice, there's a line right here with some eyeballs on it. Matter of fact, I'm going to share a video that I shared because everybody that pull up on my YouTube, they probably don't check my Twitter or check my Instagram or check. They may not be in the Discord channel. So I'm going to do this to remove the doubtage of anybody that just may so happen to be in here that is a part of that negative Nancy club. Tip clips. Let me show you. I'm going into my tip clips right here. Let's talk more work from 717 right there. There you go. Since we've been consolidating there for a while, let's do some Tim Minucci's. And you'd be
Y'all
like,
put a
what's
one in the chat if y'all can
Timonucci's?
hear that video.
Timonucci's is whenever
Y'all
price
streaming.
starts to consolidate in an area, price typically consolidates at the halfway point. So since the 2 minute has been hanging out here this long, I'm gonna see if we come here.
I'm gonna do it like
Let's
this
just
so it
go
don't look
to
weird with me on it twice.
let's go to this down close candle right
no, I
there.
gotta
That's
do
the
it like
first
this so
down,
you
the
know it's the
open
video.
of that down close candle right there. Since we went up and we broke through it, we're gonna go there, and we're just gonna see if we make it up to this area there. If this buy program stay intact, let's see if we get there. And the buy program stayed intact as we had spoke about, and price did what price does. The algo like it should. So now we're gonna go back and just review the day, so that if there is somebody happen to be in here who likes to run their mouth with the slick talk, we were on here together this morning talking about what we expected to happen, and it far exceeded what we expected. This was, as we spoke in the video earlier today, this was the upside draw. Why was that the upside draw, Tim? Because we had, these are daily candles now, right? Why was that the upside draw? I'm going to break it down for you now. That was the upside, my upside draw for today, because we had come into the weekly liquidity void, which is inside the weekly volume imbalance, and we got a very strong rejection off of it, right? So since we got that very strong rejection off of it, I said, okay, my draw, let me hide this right here for a second. All right, so I said my upside draw would be consequent encroachment of this. Hey, look what I just noticed. Look where we closed at. We closed right around, what's the closure on that? We closed right at the consequent encroachment. I just saw that. The consequent encroachment is 45.50 even. We closed right at, look right over here at the close when I hover over there, right? We closed at 45.50 even. Let me see if I can blow it up a little bit just in case somebody can't see it. Look right over here at the close price, 45.50 even. And if I highlight that consequent encroachment of that wick right there, 45.50 even, right there. I'm just doing Fort Lauderdale, Florida, man. I learned something from this guy named Michael Huddleston, and if you believe it worked or not, don't matter to me. But that was the draw for me, because we had come into this liquidity void and got a very strong rejection on the daily right there. So I wanted to see price draw up to at least that. Why did I want to see price drop to that? Because we have been in a buy program that's just unstoppable. So I'm not gonna fight the trend. I'm gonna just look for opportunities to continue. So with that being said, last night when I was preparing for today, I went in and my daily fair value gap was down there, right? I had my daily fair value gap there. I had this purple line is the new week opening gap, and this red box right here is a 4-hour SIBI, right? So I had that, and then I had the consequent encroachment marked out. That's the only thing I had marked out on the chart, because that's what I was looking for. I was looking for us, because we had come back down, right? We had come back down, and this was the low. This was our low. We had come back down. We set this daily fair value gap, and then we closed right around that price right there, off of the low of that 4-hour candle. So those was the PD arrays that I was watching, right? I was watching to see, right, if we would take out the sell side from yesterday and then draw toward the consequent encroachment. And I also said this was my draw the ultimate draw, or the stretch draw, would be the high, and to get up here and close out the high of the volume imbalance or the liquidity void, right? I said those would be like the ultimate, those would be the stretch targets, right? And as you see, we made it up very close to the top of the liquidity void. We got up above 75% of the liquidity void. And let me see which one it is. So that's 50. That said, we had already got above 75 of the volume imbalance. We had got above 75 of the volume imbalance already. This gray line here is 75% of the volume imbalance. This gray line here is 75% of the liquidity void. So we got above 75% of the liquidity void, and we rejected off. We had a strong rejection off of that after taking out that buy side there. Now, will we continue up and close the volume imbalance? I do not know. I'm going to let price show me what it wants to do. Now, let's continue to break down to, let's just go down to the 5 minute. I ain't going to go through all. Let's going to go to the 5 minute, and we're going to walk through the price from today with some stuff that we were talking about throughout the day. Right now, so throughout the day, as price, let's go back to 9 o'clock. Go back to 9 o'clock. 9:30, I'm sorry. So as we opened up today, I started out in the Discord when price opened at 9:30, right? When price opened here at 9:30, we traded up, right? We made this, we made a I think we was on the 1 minute. Let's go to the 1 minute so it looked like it looked earlier today. It makes sense in my mind to go off of what I was saying. Okay, so these are 1 minute candles. Yes, this makes sense in my mind now from what I was seeing. Okay, so these are 1 minute candles. This is the 9:30 open right there. That big BISI right here is the 9:30 open. Put it one to the side so we can see it. Right. So let me spread it out a little bit so y'all can see the candles too. All right. So when we open up at 9:30, I was still in the Discord because I woke up late and was trying to get myself together. Right. I stated that we had just taken out short-term sell side, and we were on the top side of the new week opening gap, and we were on the top side of, what is this, 15 minute or 5 minute? What is this? Let me see. 4 hour. That's the 4 hour. That's the 4 hour fair value gap that I had marked out, right? So we had gotten on top of the new week opening gap in the 4 hour SIBI that I had marked out, right? So I said we're anticipating this 4 hour SIBI and the new week opening gap to act as support. Why am I anticipating to act as support? ICT has given it a new fancy dancy name. It's an inversion gap. Whenever you get on the opposite side of what a gap is, if it's a bearish gap and you get on the bullish side of it, it becomes an inversion gap. If it's a bullish gap and you get on the bearish side of it, it becomes an inversion gap. So it's a fancy dancy name, inversion gap. But we have been saying from beginning, before he gave us a fancy name for it, we said whenever we get to a PD array, if we're below the PD array, we anticipated to act as resistance. If we're above the PD array, we anticipated to act as support. And as you see, over here, the wicks, and over here, the bodies are totally respecting this 4 hour PD array on the 1 minute. It's totally respecting it. The wicks on the lower time frame will do damage. Why are these wicks doing damage right here? If we look right over here, right, there is a BISI right there. Right, let's change the color. Right now, when you don't drop to the lower time frames, right, you sometimes you may miss why these wicks are doing damage, right? So on this 1 minute, these wicks are coming down to fill in this 1 minute BISI right here, right? On the higher time frames, you may not see that imbalance on the higher time frames, and you may very well see them, right? But on the 1 minute, there is a BISI right there that needs to be filled in. But since the algorithm is using this 4-hour fair value gap as support, it's an inversion fair value gap now for the fancy term users of us out there. And the bodies of the candles, the bodies tell the stories, the wicks do the damage, right? The bodies of the candles are totally respecting the inversion fair value gap, right? The 4-hour SIBI that we're on top of. Now, I said, okay, we've taken out the short-term sell side here, right? And we've broken a high, right? We've broken a short-term high. We took out the short-term sell side right there, and we had a shift in market structure right there. Tim, what makes that a shift in market structure? A shift in market structure is when the high that sent us to that low gets broken. That's a shift in market structure, right? So when you have like when you got like a hot, like in this price leg right here, right? In this price leg, right? And from here to here, right? This is the complete, this is the parent high and the parent low, right? Inside here, there's another low inside there, right there, right? It's another little area inside that right there. So when we're coming back up, right? If we take out this high right here, for me, little Timmy Rogers. Oh, I didn't put my fancy dancing on. If we take out this high right there, for me, that's a shift in sentiment telling me that we probably going to keep going up. But once we take out the high, the parent high, right, that becomes a shift in market structure, right? I was just using that as an example for a space with two things right here. But in this case here, this is the parent high, right, for these lows right here, right? I was just using this as an example. This ain't what I was saying, but like if you got like other areas that you can take out. So, right, so when we got here, right, this was the break in market structure, the shift in market structure for me, right? So once I saw that, I said, okay, the buy program is still intact, right? The buy program is still intact. And since the buy program is still intact now, right? When we took off from this area right here, I said, I don't want to see price close below 50% of this down close candle right here. Why did I pick that down close candle right there? Because when you're in a buy program, right, the down close candles should support price, right? The down close candles should support price. So when we took off right here, right, if the algo decides to come back to this down close candle, because notice we have a 1 minute BISI there, and we also got a 5 minute BISI there also, because this is a 5 minute BISI that we marked out on the 5 minute chart, right? So if the algo decides to come back to this 5 minute BISI or this 1 minute BISI, it's coming back and it's going to interact with this down close candle. You don't want to see it close below the mean threshold of this down close candle. You don't want to see it go below that. So I said, hey, we don't want to see price close below 45, 40, 75, right? Because we had took out the high and the buy program was still intact, right? So we got up here, and this is the I think this was the area. One of these areas started consolidating. We were just over here and we were just watching, right? We were watching. We were still watching. Oh, we did it again right here. So we came over here and we took out another high right there. We took out another high right there. So once we broke that high, right, because we was consolidating here, we got down below this short-term low right here, took out this short-term low right here. Then we came up. I said, okay, we've taken out another short-term low, right? And then we have gone up, right, and taken out this high. Then we come back down. We don't want to see a closure below here, right? We don't want to see a closure below here. Why did I not want to see a closure below here, right here, right? The reason why I didn't want to see a closure below this is because this is an order block. This is the bearish order block, right? What made this the bearish order block? We went up to an area of support, of resistance. We got up to an area of resistance, a high, and the top of this fair value gap, and then we had a shift in market structure, not a shift, but we had a shift in sentiment, right? We had a shift in sentiment, right? And then once we broke the high or the open of that candle right there, now that's our order block right there, right? Because we came to an area of support, of resistance, right? Rejected off of it in the other direction. Then we came back and we cleared out that high. Boom. That's our order block. All of this over here is the time distortion right there, right? ICT talk about the time distortion right there. So in your mind, you would just want to take all of this out to see it clearly and just look from this candle over to this candle right here. Once we leave the area, right? Once we leave all this time distortion right here is just messing with your mind, right? And so didn't want to see it close below 50% of the order, mean threshold of the order block, right? It might have been was it during this time when we did the Timinucci's? I can't remember what we did it on the 2 minute, but we did the Timinucci's. We ran the Timinucci's to see where let's go and see. So this was the target price up here. Let me just pick this area here. Then I pull it down until we hit. Okay. So at 10:39. So this, we probably was consolidating in this area right here, right? Let's go to the 2 minute and see. Let's go to the 2 minute and see what we was consolidating. I guess I could have just looked at the video to see what time it was when we actually did that. I could have looked at the video to see what time it was when we actually did that. What time was it when we actually, I can't remember let me see what time it was when we actually did that. Anyway, y'all get it. Y'all saw it when we ran the Timinucci's on the video and it got up there. I can't remember where it was when we did it, but we said don't want to see us close below that order block there, right? We didn't want to see it close below that order block for the buy program to stay intact. Again, we have taken out another buy side, short-term buy side. In the wake, we left a fair value gap, came back down into the fair value gap and continued up. The buy side is still intact. We had the New York time frame over there. We might have did it back here somewhere. Yeah, I think it was back here somewhere we did it because it was still during the silver bullet time frame when we ran it. So it might have been from this low to this consolidation, and then that was the target up there. So that's probably when we did it, from this low to that consolidation, and ran the Timinucci's up there to that area up there somewhere. Right. Yeah, that's what it was. Because when I get it around there, I hit that consolidation. So we probably was from there to this consolidation and saying, hey, we're gonna see if we get up to there. That's what it was, because it was during that time. Okay, so the buy program was intact. We hit the fair value gap there on the 1 minute, coming back down into this 5 minute SIBI. We're on top of it now, so we're anticipating it to act as support, aka an inversion fair value gap, right? It does its job. If you look at the 1 minute candles here, right, the wick comes down into this 1 minute BISI. The body of the candle totally respects the 5 minute fair value, get the 5 minute SIBI, aka the inversion fair value gap, because we're on top of it now. We blasted up. And what makes it an inversion fair value gap, right? So the gap was created
back over here, right? So the gap was created back over here. Is it has sell side, but it's lacking buy side delivery, right? It's lacking buy side delivery. It has sell side delivery, lacking buy side delivery, right? So this the first time we coming back to it over here. So once we come in, we deliver all the way to the top of it, right? And then we start to consolidate, right? We start to consolidate. And then once we consolidate and the market shows us, I want to go this way, we get our, remember what we talk about, the price, the algo gonna only do two things. Let me go find a picture for the people who wasn't privy to get the picture. I don't think people go back and look at my videos, so I try to drop the same information over and over and over. If you're tired of hearing it, I don't care. So price it's gonna consolidate, expand, retrace, and deliver, or it's going to consolidate, expand, reverse, retrace, and deliver. That's all price going to do. Going to the target, going to your target is going. So if you're a breakout trader, allow price to consolidate, expand. Don't buy as soon as it expand. Let it consolidate, expand, right? When it retrace, then you enter for your delivery, right? If you're a contrarian trader that like to play the reversal, let it consolidate, expand, give you the reversal, retrace, then you enter for the delivery. So with that being said, right, we redelivered the buy side here on this 1008 candle. Then we started to consolidate. We're consolidating, then price expanded to the upside. It retraced and it delivered. All right, y'all get it? Y'all see that? We repriced to the top of the SIBI, consolidated, right, and then expanded above the SIBI, saying, "Hey, I'm done with that SIBI. I want to go up." And now this SIBI qualifies as an inversion fair value gap because we're on top of it and we anticipate it to act as support. Why? Because we consolidated and expanded to the upside, and the target is up here where our eyeballs are. Don't forget that the draw is the most important thing. So the draw is going to let you know when the market is going to come here, picture. It's going to let you know when the market is going to consolidate, expand, retrace, and deliver, or it's going to consolidate, expand, reverse, retrace, and deliver, right? Tim, what do you mean by that? If the draw was down here, right? If we know the draw is down here, the market can consolidate, expand, reverse, then retrace to deliver, right? Did I lose anybody? Did I lose anybody? If the draw was below price and we attack the opposing liquidity, right? If we consolidate and attack the buy side and the draw is to the downside, you would wait for, then you would say, ha ha, ha, I see what you did there. You're not tricking me, right? You consolidate it and you expand it in the opposite direction of the draw. So I'm going to wait for the reversal, the reversal, right? Creating a breaker. Then I'm going to wait for the retrace into the breaker to get short to get the delivery, right? And it works to both ways, going the other way too. So now, but that's what made that an inversion fair value gap, because we gave the buy side delivery, then we started to consolidate, and then we expanded to the upside towards the draw. We expanded towards the draw, and now we understand, oh, this is now an inversion fair value gap. And if you look, the bodies of the candle are on this 1 minute are totally respecting this 5 minute inversion fair value gap, even though the wick came down into this this Bissy, but it respected. It didn't even make it to mean threshold of the order block. It didn't make it to mean threshold of the order. Just like we said we don't want to see price come below the mean threshold of that order block right there, right? And then it delivered handsomely to the Timonucci draw, right? It got above my initial draw, got there, consolidated a little bit, and then it continued on to the Timonucci draw right there. After hitting the Timonucci draw, it consolidated, price consolidated, right? And now everything from here on out is a mystery to me because we didn't discuss any of it. We just going through looking at what price did now. Okay, we got to the draw from the Timonucci's. Then we pulled back into that same inversion fair value gap. Bodies of the candle still totally respecting that inversion fair value gap. Hit us with a little institutional order flow entry drill. Institutional order flow entry drill. I think that's how you say it. Anyway, we just poke down into it. Then we push back up. Again, hitting the bottom of the liquidity void. If you the bottom of this red pinkish shaded area, that's the bottom of the liquidity void. So right now we're bouncing in between the inversion fair value gap and the low of the liquidity void right there, right? And then we're consolidating right at the consequent encroachment of that daily wick, our initial draw to the upside, right? So then we consolidated, and guess what? What did price do? What did price do? It consolidated. It expanded. What did it expand? Toward the buy side up there, toward one of our stretch targets, right? This was one. Remember, the high was one of our stretch targets. The high of the liquidity void was another stretch target. The high of the volume imbalance was another stretch target, right? So what did price do? Price consolidated and expanded towards the draw, right? Right. So when you expand to the upside toward the draw and you're in a buy program, what does the red candles supposed to do? The red candles are supposed to support price if you're in a buy program, right? Come in here and we start to pull back. This down close candle right there. Why that down close candle, Tim? Let me squash this up, right? All of this right here, this consolidation right here, and when we leave that consolidation area right there, all of this here is now a balanced price range, right? The algorithm has no reason to come back into this balanced price range. Even though we got a volume imbalance here, when we leave this area, right? We took off from this area. We have no reason to come back in here. So that down close candle right there should support price. We do not want to see a closure below 50% of that down close candle right there, right? Do not want to see a closure below that. We come to the consequent encroachment, go back up and close at the high and open of that candle right there, right? So the buy program is still intact, right? The buy program is still intact. So we come up. Once we come down, hit that right there. The buy program is still intact. We break another short-term high, shifting market structure, right? Why? Because that's the parent to that low. That's the high to that low. Boom, we take it out again, right? There we go. We come all the way up here and we hit this. What is that? This is a 5-minute Bessie, right? We go up there. We got this 5-minute Bessie right there that we come back to. Then we come all the way back down, right? And come back to this area right here one more time, right? Come back down to this area one more time right there. This right here, this drop right here, you know what this drop right here is for? To punish anyone who trailed their stop right there, right? Anybody that trailed their stop right there, They got cow. They got cow. That's a word right there. Right. And then we pushed up. Bob's your uncle. We took out look how aggressively it took off for the hottest time. So dig this here. When it came down and punished these people for trailing their stop, right? We started on the move. It's like it started moving, came up, consolidated, expanded, retrace, came up, consolidated. This time it ain't even give you a chance. It consolidated and it expanded with aggression. It expanded with aggression here. Why did it expand with aggression right there? Because we had gotten all the way back up here to 75% of this area. Let's come here. Let me see. Let me get some of this stuff off the chart so we can see what's going on here. Okay, that's mine. Wait a minute. Which one was that? Oh, I'm trying to get the right stuff here so I know what's what. So I know what's what. Get this stuff out of here. Need to get this blue one out of here. Fibonacci's over there. Okay, so there you go. That's the blue. All right, that's the blue one. What did I do with the other one? I done lost myself now. Okay, all right, now I see where I'm at. I can't find everything to get rid of it, but I see where I'm at now. Okay, it's because I'm so zoomed in. Now we get over here. We was at the 5-minute imbalance right there, and we came down and punished the people for trailing their stops up under here. Once we punished them, right, came back down to that area of the Timonucci, came right there at that breaking market structure that we had one more time to punish those folks, and then we started getting animated to the upside right here, right? That's a quarter of the volume imbalance, right? Then we push up, right? Once we get above that quarter again and break above this high right there, it's like you don't even get a second chance once we get back above that Bissy right there. Once we get back above that Bissy there, it don't even give you a chance to participate anymore, and it blasts off and attack the buy side aggressively and immediately rejects off of it, right? Pew, take out the buy side, immediately rejects off of it and starts to descend. Right? How far down will it go? I don't know, and I don't care. I'm gonna let price show me what it wants to do. Right? I'm gonna let price show me what it wants to do. But as you see, everything plays out the same going the other way. We came up here and we took out the highs, took out the buy side, and immediately rejected off, right? As we rejected off, we left an imbalance there. We pushed back up into that imbalance right there at the 75% of the liquidity void right there. Hit that and then pulled down, right? Once we pulled down, we took out this sell side right here. We expanded towards the new draw because we took out this high and rejected off of it. So now the draw is going to be back down here somewhere. We just use this draw right here, right? This high, this low sent us to that high and we rejected off, right? Once we rejected off, now the draw is the low that sent us there, right? So we come down, right? We go up, consolidate a little bit, expand toward the draw. We retrace back up into this fair value gap right here, right? Consolidate, expand down toward the draw. When we go back up, where are we going to? We're not closing above 50% of the up close candles. The up close candles are resisting price now. We're not closing above 50% of the up close candles, right? The up close candles are supporting price. Come over here, right? When we expand it, right? We barely got to the low of this up close candle, right? We expanded down, right? We expanded, we retrace. We didn't close above 50% of the up close candle, right? Then we delivered, right? Expanded, retrace, deliver. If you got in here, expand it, retrace, delivered. Right there. It works in both directions. And with that, that's the price action recap for the day. It was a review of what we did earlier today, and then it was a walkthrough of what happened in the afternoon. Let me see what's going on in the chat. See if anybody got anything. If anybody got anything to ask, just drop it in the chat. Why wasn't the swing high during consolidation considered? Which one? Which one? During what consolidation? You posted that at 8:09. That was 10 minutes ago. During which consolidation, Rhonda? When there's a swing high during consolidation, I would think that is delivery, since it's just a wick. That's why it's not delivery. Which swing high we were talking about inside which consolidation? Was it before or at? Let me put I'll put the link in the chat if you want to pull up and talk me through which one you're looking at. Or if you want to type it out, it don't matter. Let me know so we can get to the bottom of it. If you want to pull up and talk me through which one you're talking about, or if you want to type it out, either way. What is the DJ if he can't scratch? What is the for the nobody wanted to chime in to see if they was old enough to say where it came from when I was like, oh my eye, oh my. Back in the day, Third Base had a music video, and they was like doing a mock, a little spoof of one of the Godfather scenes when the guy on the Godfather was getting a massage, and they walked in and shot the guy in the eye. It did on the Third Base video. They walked in and act like they shot him in the eye, and he put his hand on his eye, and like the red stuff was running down, and he was like, "Oh my eye, oh my eye." That's where I get that from. Rhonda, you still in here? You still in here, Rhonda? I don't see no typing or no pulling up. Rhonda, are you still here, Rhonda? Rhonda, are you around 105? Okay, let's see, around 105. This red one right here at 106. That one right there at 106. And when you say why wasn't it considered, what are we considering it for? Okay, so in this area right here, I'm gonna walk through this area right here again, and then help me out with when you say what was it considered for, right? So in this area right here, right, when we get here, we have come back down, right, to the inversion fair value gap right there, right? And this is during lunchtime. Let's mark out lunchtime. All right, so we're gonna go to 12 o'clock. We're gonna go to 12 o'clock over to, let's just say 1:30. You know, roughly 1:30. Right, that'd be the lunchtime window, roughly 1:30. So in a buy program, right? In a buy program during lunch, we anticipate the algorithm to take out some form of sell side liquidity that was left intact during the morning, right? Some form of sell side liquidity that was left intact during the morning, right? Looking at what price has done during the morning here, like looking at what price has done during the morning, we have the inversion fair value gap that we don't expect price to go back down below, right? We have the order block that we don't expect price to close below consequent encroachment, right? We have the balanced price range that we don't expect price to go back down below, right? And again, we have another balanced price range over here. We don't expect price to go back down below. We do have a BISI down here that we never came back to, but we have more stuff up here that we expect to support price. But we do have to understand that there's a possibility that we can come down here to it because we have reached upside objective, right? We have to stay aware of this, right? So when price came down during lunchtime, what did it do? Right? It took out the sell side liquidity that was resting below this consolidation area right here. Right? It took out the sell side liquidity that was resting below that consolidation area right there. Right? Came down, took out all that sell side. And where did it stop? It stopped right there, bodies of the candle, respecting this inversion fair value gap, right? So once we got there and hit that, now we're in a buy program. We expect this to take out the sell side. Once we take out the sell side, we expect it to continue up. Now we got our expectation during lunch where we took out the sell side, right? And then we pushed up here. We stopped there, took out this short-term high right there, right? We took out that short-term high right there, and then we came down and boom, we stopped where? Right here at this down close candle right there, right? Pushed back up, came down and punished anybody who trailed their stop right there. Anybody that trailed their stop, and then we came back up, right? Came back down here. So this wick right here, and you were saying, why wasn't it considered? It is considered. It's considered that we're waiting for price to break it to give us our confirmation that the buy program is still intact, right? So once we came up here, and when this wick right here took out that high, go ahead, Rhonda. Go ahead, Rhonda.
Okay, so I guess I'm confused because now I'm thinking about consolidation, expansion, and to me it looks like it Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Okay.
you went away though. I heard you, but you just went away.
Okay. I keep hearing feedback, sorry.
Are you? Do you have do you have a YouTube window open?
Okay. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. But if you got a YouTube window open, click the mute on the YouTube window. Like click the mute button on, like, you know how you have on YouTube, it'd be like the volume. Click the
Got
volume
it.
to mute it.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, that's why I was hearing the feedback.
Yeah.
So now that I'm looking at the consolidation area, then I see expansion. Then
Talk
I
about here,
see above the blue box.
here.
Oh, I can't see where you're pointing at. Okay. So go back to the yeah, well, we can do there. So there's consolidation. All right, so you have consolidation, then you have the expansion.
Okay, here's the blue box. You talk about around the blue box?
Yeah, right there. All that's consolidation, and then it goes down. So I would consider that expansion,
Mm-hmm.
and then it reverses and goes back up.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, go down. Okay, now it reverses, it goes back up. So
Okay.
I'm like thinking that should be the delivery if we're doing the consolidation, expansion, reversal.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. I think I see where you're going wrong. Let's get our picture over here. All right. Let's put the picture side by side. All right. Can you see the picture and the chart?
No, I still see the chart, but I have it on my notes. Okay, there's
Oh,
the picture.
okay. You see the picture. Okay. All right. So, um, right. Consolidation. Right. We consolidating here. Right now. Let us not forget. Right. Let us not forget what the draw is. Right. The draw is up. Like we're in a buy program. We've been in a buy program all morning, right? So until the buy program is broken, the draw is going to be to the upside, right? So the draw is up. So right here, we're consolidating, right? We consolidate. And like you say, this is expansion. We expand, right? This expansion right here, if the draw is here, what is this expansion doing right here? It's attacking what?
Sell side.
It's attacking sell side, right? The draw is up. So if it attacks sell side and the draw is up here, what are we supposed to say? Oh, I see what you did, you sneaky little rascal. You attacked the opposing liquidity first. So now I need to wait for the reversal because the draw is up here, right? So we consolidate it, we expand it, right? And then when we come up here, this little poke above this right here, this short term, that lets us know it's reversing, right? This is some ICT level advanced getting in this area here, but that poke above this short term high right here lets us know that the market wants to keep going. This is our reversal signal right here, right here. When we poke here, this is our reversal, right? We broke this high right there. And where does price come back down to? This breaker right there. You know what I'm saying? So we consolidate it, we expand it, we reversed, we retraced, got in here, and we delivered. Because it's all about the draw. The draw is up here. So you can't never lose sight of the draw. So when we see the expansion, we understand if we need to wait for a reversal or if we just need to wait for a retracement. So when the buy program is still intact, right? When it expand, you just wait for price to reverse if it expand to the downside first. Right? And how do you know when the buy program is broken? When we break down below and get a closure below stuff we shouldn't. Okay, the buy program is broken now, right? Expect and remember, right? Matter of fact, I fell asleep on a ICT video today that he posted the other night, right? I fell asleep on a video today and he was saying, markets don't top like this. Right, when we go up there and start consolidating up there, markets don't top like this. They don't go up there consolidate. When markets top, they do this. Pew, pew. You see how we got up there and then we just dropped off of it. We didn't get above this high right here and just started consolidating right there. We shot above it, we blast way above it and then rejected off of it hard. You see what I'm saying? That right there is a hint of this is like hitting a high and rejecting. So when you reject off that high, now you're going to be looking for it to start expanding the opposite way. But when we come up and we start consolidating like this right here, and the draw is still up there, because we came to the consequent encroachment, but we haven't taken out any buy side, right? So once we get to this consequent encroachment, we would need the market to break all the way down before we say, okay, we're reversing, right? But until it break all the way down and break through stuff that we put this stuff in place for a reason. We don't want to see it close below this. We don't want to see it close below that. If we start closing below stuff we don't want to see it close below, then we flip our bias. You understand? Hello.
Okay, thank you for the explanation.
Are you good? I want to make sure you're good.
Yeah, I'm good.
You don't sound good, Rhonda.
I'm gonna have to practice it. I have to do things to actually learn it. So I'm more of the visual helps, but I have to do it to actually learn it.
Okay. All right. That's fair enough. I just want to make sure you're good. I don't want you to leave. I don't want you to feel like you need to get off because you're taking up too much time. But if you say you need to do it for yourself, I respect that.
Yeah, but I do see it better now. And thank you for that explanation of the expansion at the top, because I didn't hear ICT. I didn't see that video where he said it. So that helps me realize when the delivery occurs.
Yeah, he didn't go out as far as saying this is how they top, but I heard him saying that he was like, markets don't top like this, and like once we got above the buy side, it was consolidating. I heard him say that he was like, markets don't top like this, and I found that to be true. Like when it that it goes back to, when you hear me saying if we don't reject off the high, we keep looking up and to the left. But if we reject off the high, we start looking back down. You know what I'm saying? Like the draw becomes down here. Like when we like this, just say this high right here. When we came above this high, we didn't reject off of it. So we keep looking up for a high to come to attack. But when we came to this high, we rejected off of it. So once we rejected off that high, now we looking down here for a low to attack, right? And that kind of goes in line with what he was saying, where markets don't top like this when they get up there and start consolidating, because they're not rejecting off the high. They're just going up there and consolidating. But yeah, yeah, man. It's just I practice stuff every day. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't claim to know everything. I have to keep going back and doing stuff over and over and over. And when you sitting there, I'm gonna tell y'all like this: when you sitting there watching these candles, it ain't all. If y'all was on the live this morning, y'all saw how long it took this stuff to play out over here. Right there. It took this stuff. That's why I kept saying we don't want to see a closure here. We don't want to see this. We don't want to, because it took a long time for this right here to play out. Right here. When we let's see how much time that was. We expanded out of this area right here. We're gonna go here from this 959 candle is when we first started leaving this, when we first left this area, and we said we don't want to see a closure below this right here, right? So then when we broke the high on this candle, this 949 candle, I mean it's 1049 candle, that was at 1053. So from 959 right to 1053, we just got to another level of we don't want to see it come back down. So it took an hour for this piece to play out, and we still ain't got no delivery nowhere. We still just consolidating. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we have to really focus on what is price still doing, because you start to like float off. I start watching cow feet videos. I start watching Country Wayne. You start getting hungry. It's like your mind be like floating everywhere, and it's easy to get caught up and be like every little move, because especially on these lower time frames, the candles be moving fast sometimes, and you can lose sight of what you're supposed to be watching. You know what I'm saying? And then when we get over here, and once we said, hey, once we got this right here, we created this order block, and we started to move up here, and we was like, hey, I don't want a closure below this. Once we left this area, I don't want a closure below 50% of this order block, right? If you're in the mind frame of wanting to use this one here, fine, use that one now. I'm gonna use this one because I'm looking at this whole area as the time distortion. So I'm using this one. And y'all hear me a lot of times saying when it's in consolidation, it's okay to get the candle wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, because this candle and this candle, you can't tell which one is using for real. But in the sense of understanding the concepts, right? This right here, this candle here, this was like the shift in the delivery right there, and then we broke that high right there. So that was the order block there, right? So we come down and we respecting it, but it's like it took before we got to this consequent encroachment of this wick. That's 1127 candle, right? So from 9:59 to 11:27, we wasn't even on the live no more by the time it hit this consequent encroachment of this wick. You see what I'm saying? So sometimes it take a long time for this stuff to play out, but that's why we put little areas in there. I don't want to see it get below this. I don't want to see it get below that. As long as this stuff is still intact, you know you're still on the right side. So what can you do in the meantime if you got into a position over here, right? If you got into a position over here, right? And you say, okay, I don't want to see it come below that. And your stop loss is down here below this low, right? Once we get to another area where you say, I don't want to see it close below this, you know what I'm saying? To protect your peace, now you can trail your stop to below that low right there, because you don't want to see it come below mean threshold of this order block, right? So you can trail it below that low right there, or this low right here, right? You can even trail it below the low of the order block right there. But if you really want to be safe, you can trail it below this low or that low, right? To lock in more profit, to keep, you know what I'm saying, to keep your mental sanity. You know what I'm saying? So you can just sit there, and then while it plays out, if you want to, if you don't want to stop there at this one, and you want to see if you can, you know what I'm saying, hit the high or whatever, you know what I'm saying, if you want to see if you can hit that, right, this would still be the safest place to keep your stop, because in this area right here, we didn't get another area to say, I don't want to see price get down below this. You always want to keep your stop where it just invalidates your draw. It invalidates your bias so that you won't get punished for trailing your stop too early. Like here, like, you know what I'm saying? If you trailed your stop here and then you trailed your stop there, it came back down and punished you at noontime. The noontime algo did its job by taking you out. It took out morning time sell side that trailed their stops too high. You know what I'm saying? But it takes a long time for this stuff to play out, and you don't want to lose sight of the draw. And not a shot. It's not a shot at Rhonda, but right here, when she was talking about this right here and saying it looks like expansion to go down, right? That's just a case of losing sight of the overall draw. Yes, she's not wrong. It is expanding to the downside. We consolidate it and we expand it to the downside, right? But the draw is up here because we're in a buy program. So this is a case where you consolidate, expand, it's expanding, attacking opposing liquidity. So you know I have to wait for the reversal. This is not, we're not going down. I have to wait for the reversal because price is only going to consolidate, expand, retrace, and deliver, or consolidate, expand, reverse, retrace, and deliver, right? So since the draw is up here, it expand. Now we wait for the reversal. Then we wait for the retracement. And then we deliver. It gave you two opportunities to retrace. It came back to the breaker again, right? Retraced. And this is what I was talking about. I can't remember who I was talking to the other day when I was talking about first touch, right? When I was talking about first touch, right? We created the breaker and touched it immediately, right? We didn't trade away from the breaker. We came up and created it and touched it immediately. This is when we trade away from the breaker, right? Right. So we created it, touched it immediately, traded away from it, and then came back to it, right? This is like the true retracement back to the breaker. This is, we was talking about when does it invalidate the breaker and all of that. So this first touch of the breaker, it doesn't invalidate it for them because we came up and we just touched it immediately, right? But if we retrace back to it, now I don't trust that breaker no more, right? And here's why. Because we traded away, we came back to it, and then we took off, and the breaker did its job right here, right? It delivered to the buy side. Now we came back to that breaker again, right through it, right? I can't remember. That was you. Okay, yeah. No, I don't have lives every day anymore. I used to, but not anymore. So yeah, Michelle, and that's what I was saying, like on the first touch. So this right here, when we made the breaker, when we we broke market structure there, right? We came above here, we broke market structure there, and we immediately touched it, right? We immediately touched it again, but we're not going anywhere and doing anything. Like when we touched it here and pushed back up, we didn't even take out the high. We touched it again, and then once we took out the high, we kept going. So now we're moving away from, we've created the breaker and we're moving away from it, right? We drop back down and touch the breaker there. We're pulling back to it now. Now it's boom. You see how we leave it now? We left it with like some authority because it did its job right there. Right? I don't trust it after this touch. This first touch, I'm okay with it. But after trading away and coming back, it can very well come back and then support it again. But Timmy Rogers, once we trade away and come back to it, I don't mess with it no more. I am finito with it. Do anybody got anything else? Do anybody have anything else? Hopefully somebody found this helpful, man. Hopefully somebody found this helpful. If you have anything, feel free to go ahead and ask. I'm gonna go ahead and start wrapping up, but I don't mind if somebody got anything else. Do me a favor. If not for yourself, do it for me. Do not put off till tomorrow what you can say today. If you are blessed enough for your parents to still be here with us, call them up. Say, hey, mama, hey, daddy, I was thinking about you. I love you 2 pieces. I love you to life. I love you to the moon and back. I love you to infinity and beyond. If you got grown kids like myself, call them and talk to them. Say, hey, daddy, just thinking about you. What you got going? The other day, it felt so good to talk to both of them. I even got a chance to talk to my grandpup. Tell your loved ones that you love them today. Don't just say it. Don't just show it. Say it, show it, and confirm it. How do you do that? Open up the lines of communication. Talk to them. Express your love language. Have them express their love language to you and speak in their love language. If you are a physical touch person, but your significant other, your child, or your friend is a words of affirmation person, don't go up and rub their feet. Go up and give them words of affirmation. Right? Speak in their love language so they can receive the love you're trying to give to them. Because one of the most painful things in the world is to try to express your love to someone and they're not receiving it because you're not speaking in their love language. I've been there with my own children. Broke my heart. I thought I was father of the year and my kids did not understand me. Broke my heart. Kids can break your heart like no there's not a woman in this world, including my beautiful wife, that can break my heart like my children. My children break me down. They break me down. But please take advantage of the day because nobody is promised tomorrow. We get into the mindset of the old are going to pass on and the young are going to bury them, but too many times older people are burying their children. Just went to a service for my little sister, had to bury her baby, 4 years old. My brother, his son died late 20s. People died. My brother's ex-wife, her young brother got killed by the police, late 20s. Nobody's promised tomorrow, man. Nobody's promised tomorrow. Take advantage of today. Please do it. Don't put it off till tomorrow. Appreciate y'all, man. I never want to end things on a somber note, but this ain't somber. This is important. The The world needs more love. The world needs more compassion, and we need not subject ourselves to unneeded stress and regret when our loved ones do pass on, because everything that lives must die. That's life. Everything that lives must die. And so let's not give ourselves undue stress and regret by not taking advantage of today. That's why people think, I walked away from my job. I retired because I was tired. I was tired of working. I ain't gonna hold you. I was tired of working, but my main motivation and reason for walking away is so that I can be here for my wife and my children when they need me, whenever they need me, 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, 12 in the afternoon. And I don't have to ask anybody if I can go do anything for my wife or my kids. Anything my children ask me, I could be sitting here in the middle of trading. If my son walk up and be like, Dad, can you take me to the gym? Yes, son. My wife can say, Tim, can you? Yes. It don't matter what my wife make plans for me all the time. She'd be like, I made some plans for you. This is why I left my job. It's not about the money. It's not about I was tired of working. My motivation was my family. And family is like very important to me. It's very important to me. I don't know if it's important to you. Whatever your why is, remember your why when you're doing this, and you won't lose focus. And you can do it, man. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. I'm just an old man that like to run his mouth, and I don't know where I'm at right now. I done started babbling about everything, but man, until the next time I feel a urge to get on Al Gore's internet and share my thoughts when it comes to this price action, man. Y'all be safe out here in these trading streets. Everybody in the Spotter gang, I appreciate y'all, man. Hey, man, y'all had a Discord like dead, man. What y'all doing in the Discord, man? Ain't nothing popping. Y'all better, hey, Robinson, if you in here, tell the Discord to get the jumping, man. Hey, I appreciate y'all. Till the next time, Big Spotter gone, man. Yeah.